I did not know, but we can do it after.
Okay. Or we can do it right now as you're listening to this. I'll do the intro.
That gets more hairy for me. But
Welcome
we can
back,
try.
ladies and gentlemen. It is 10 a.m. on the East Coast, and you are listening to Chasing Print Runs. I'm Vinrock. What are you doing over there?
Good morning, Vinrock. I'm Dan. We're here talking top style baseball cards.
I love it. Today's going to be an interesting show. You know, we're trying to find our place here, and I think we're going to find it here today. We're going to be going over our print runs. No print runs right now. We're going to be going over the cards that are available today, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And then we're kind of adding something a little newer about Hall of Famers or potential future Hall of Famers, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes, you come elaborate. Come on, man. This is the interwebs. Yes, it doesn't work.
And then the third part of the show is we're going to talk a little bit about what brought us into the hobby.
Oh, what brought you? I like that. That's a whole new wrinkle.
Right. We got a 3-topic show today, and then we're going to do a little baseball at the end on the way out.
Did you see the end of the Giants game yesterday?
Little League home run.
Oh, that's got to be a Tops Now card today. What do you think?
It makes us all feel like we could play Major League Baseball when we see that.
Slapstick. It was complete.
I can hit the ball past the pitcher mound.
I know. Oh, that was fantastic. I love stuff like that. All right, let's get back over to the Tops Now page. I'm going to show you what's available here. How many cards you got looking at here today?
We got cards 108 to 111 today.
So we have 4 cards, you're saying?
And there's 7 hours left to buy them.
And there's 7 hours left to buy them. Okay, so we got Eugenio Suarez, card 111, 110. I love how they go left to right. See, I don't know about you, but I'm used to reading right to left. Don't ask why. So I'll start on the left and go left to right like they do here in the Western Hemisphere. All right, Nolan Arenado. You know, speaking of potential Hall of Fame, isn't he a potential Hall of Famer?
I would say he's on the list. If there's a list of 30, he should be there, yes.
Okay, good answer. I like that. What about you like this card here? Adel Amador. It's a rookie card. Rocky's 7th ranked prospect.
Are we done with Arenado?
If you have more to say, please.
I like the Arenado card. I think that card is spectacular.
It's one of the OG looking baseball cards back in the day, isn't it?
Right. I think the back looks fantastic. The front looks fantastic. It's my favorite looking card of the day.
Yeah, it's a great card. That's card 108. And when Dano says he likes something, well, you might have something there. And what do you suspect a print run on a card like this might be?
Ooh, speculations.
Ooh, I knew you'd like it. Come on now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Come on. 508 is mine. 508. I'm using the card number, and I'm adding 400.
777.
Ooh, I like a jackpot in the casino, baby. I love it.
Good luck.
Nice. All right. Adel Amador. Like I said, 7th ranked prospect. Smashes. First career home run. You feeling it? You got anything?
And Rocky's card, that's not going to print real high. It might be the low card of the set, but it's a rookie card. So therefore, it's no longer likely to be the lowest card of the set. I never heard of the guy.
I know, right? I mean, he's the 7th ranked prospect. And I got to ask the question, because it's a Rockies. Okay, we know, like you said, it's probably not going to be the highest print run. And the fact that it's a rookie might break those rules. But if I have to guess, I'm going to be like 915 on this print run, sub 1,000 easily.
So almost double Arenado. I didn't realize we were going to do guessing, but I'm always up for it. All right, so you're saying right around 900. I'm going to say 1,665.
I like your ambition. All right, these games are from 426. That was a few days ago now, a couple days ago. You ready to go to the next one, sir?
Okay.
All right. This is card number 110. It's Jarren Duran. And something happened, actually, I think yesterday or the day before with this guy. Not sure what. I might need to look it up. And
I'll tell you.
What?
I'll tell you. It's a compelling story. Jarren Duran admitted to wanting to commit suicide a number of years ago.
Oh.
And what happened a couple days ago, I'm not sure if it's because of this card, was that one of the fans in Cleveland was riding him about it.
Rided him so hard.
and they figured out who the fan was. So there's going to be
Gotcha,
some.
bitch. No, it
Right.
already happened. They banned him. They banned him. He's gone.
Okay.
The ban is done.
What
It
was
is
the card for, though? The card was for something good, not for being called out. What does it say? Can you tell me?
well. It says here most stolen bases. Well, let's just go big on it. All right, it's just fair. I got chicken skin thinking about Jaron Duran and making that admittance that he had some psychological issues, or maybe life wasn't not enough, or maybe it was just too much to handle. That's a lot of vulnerability, and for somebody to use your past against you, that's not cool. Anyway, it says most stolen bases of home by a Red player since '61. That's a few years ago. That's like almost 60 years ago. There it is.
That was a question. I didn't hear it.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think of the card? Do you like the card? Even does this card make it more compelling along with that story, or is this just it's just another card?
I have a lot of faith in Red Sox fan, and this is a Red Sox card. So in this way, I'm going to say that they're going to be there to support this guy because he bats leadoff. I think he's an important part of the team, and no one should be treated the way that guy treated him.
I know.
In that regard, I'm going to go with a guess of 1,101.
682.
Half. You're going with just about half of what I guessed. Okay. I'm optimistic today. You're more realistic.
Nah, well, we'll see. I don't know. Jen, listen, hey, we've done this in the past, and you were right like 3/4 of the time. So don't say that.
No, sir. No, sir. You were much closer at it. You were much better at this than me, for
Dude,
sure.
my head was in the clouds. Are you kidding? I don't remember that.
You
But anyway,
really good at it. Okay.
Maybe for like the last 2 days of the show. All right, this is Eugenio Suarez, Topps Now card 111. I like the 3-digit 11. That's ones. This here is first player. All right. Since 2017 with a 4-homer game, and that's kind of amazing, right?
It's happened, very few times. I posted that on our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page, by the way, called Chasing Print Runs. I posted an article about this.
That page? Would you please post a link to that page in the chat, sir? And I'll read the card here. And I'll tell people what happens after I read the card. Actually, you know what? I'll read the card. You post a link to the Facebook page, and then you can tell them what triggers. With this card, what do you get on top of it? So Eugenio Suarez joined an exclusive group on Saturday during the Diamondbacks game against the Atlanta Braves. The slugger hit not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 home runs in the contest, becoming the first player to do so since 2017. Now, personally, I would like to see who that player was in 2017, but that's okay for now. I mean, I'd like to know, but anyway, maybe I can ask Siri.
It was Jason Witten.
Thank you, sir.
Toronto.
Suarez. Thank you. See, and look, it's not like they were running out of room on the page. Suarez now has an MLB best 10 homers on the season and is one of the 19 players to hit 4 homers in a game. One of the 19 players to hit 4 homers in a game. That doesn't happen very often, folks. It's kind of a big deal. Now, does that mean we pick this card up?
I'm not going to buy the card, if that's what your question was.
Yeah, me neither. Would you buy any of these cards? And well, actually, let's stay on this card real quick. What's interesting about this card from Eugenio Suarez, he hits 4 home runs, and he acts like he's hitting a swish in a basketball game. So it's kind of a cross sport look, I guess, for the guy. I guess he's a big basketball fan. Is that weird?
Well, yeah, I've seen that before. I've seen, that sleeping when you put the team in a place where they're going to win. So there's little hand gestures. I like it.
Well, I've seen football players after they make a touchdown act like they're hitting a home run afterwards, like the Arenado pose that you see here on that card.
Same kind of thing. I think this card is going to definitely outprint the Road to Opening Day because this is going to trigger a bonus card for anyone that bought an Arizona Road to Opening Day set this year. I couldn't find the print run on that, but I'm going to say the print run on this one is going to be the lowest print of the day, and I don't know why I'm so sure, but I think so. So I'm going to go with like 595.
I like it. I like it where you're going with that, sir. I'm going to give you my print run guess now, and I'm going to be right around your guess as well. but I'm going to just go a little bit lower. I'm going to go 555 by 40 lower. I'm going to go 40 lower than you. Now, here's the question. Now, we all know that not only do people chase print runs, but people also, well, flippers and some collectors, they chase parallels. And let me ask you, Dan, because you're a smart guy, you might know which of these four cards right now that are for sale would be probably, mathematically speaking, the easiest to get versus a parallel. Would it be the lowest print run, you think?
The one that prints the lowest would be easiest to get the parallel because there's less competition.
Now, let me ask you a question. Out of these four players, which one would you actually want the parallel of? You, Jaron Duran, Eugenio Suarez, Adel Amador, or Nolan Arenado?
I think this is going to do wonders to propel Suarez's career and cards, I hope. Like, I don't think there is a market for him except in his hometown or if you're a Diamondback fan. So I think this is going to be big. You know, Sean Green hit 4 home runs.
Yeah.
There was Hall of Famers that hit 4 home runs. This is a big deal. So I think this improves the value of Eugene Suarez's cards overall this feat. However, if I was going to get to choose a parallel, I think I might choose Arenado.
That's exactly the same one I would want as well, sir. Nolan's the one.
Yeah, because I don't know who this Rocky guy is. It might be his first appearance, but I don't know who it is. So I got to go with Arenado.
Yeah, and for Adael Amador, it's a rookie card. I mean, he could, we don't know what he's going to do in the future. We know what Nolan Arenado's done. Jaron Duran, I mean, that would be probably my third choice for parallel, and Eugenio Suarez for the second choice for parallel. But with that said, I would go with the tried and true all day long. So as opposed to, looking at somebody who might have a definite possibility of being a Hall of Famer, while Nolan Arenado is easily, arguably, within that conversation already.
Correct. Amadado, by the way, has a Rote opening day card for 2025. Has his first card as a call-up in 2024, card 282, and then he has a Topps Living set card. So this is hardly his first on-demand or card period, because he's got to be in the pack pulled stuff if he has a Topps Now card from 24.
All right, there it is. So I want to show people why they should watch our well, at least be. Dare I say subbed to our Facebook page, or at least part of our Facebook group? Because I can tell you this. Let's go over here to eBay, and I showed everybody on our Facebook page this card here. It's Jonathan Aranda. It is card number 89, and it just so happened to be the lowest print run card of 2025. And these cards sold for $491, $499, and so on and so forth. There's one for $795. That's much greater than $491. But if I go ahead and clear all and just look for one for sale, if I want to buy it now, just for my little old self, well, gosh, guess what, fellas? I got to spend a whole C note, and I could spend a whole C note better. Well, I mean, hey, look, that's a lot of money, but you know what? It's the only one online. So guess what? Yes, if that's what you want, that's what you have to get, right? That's a tough one. And that's why you should be part of our Facebook group. It's a value add as far as I'm concerned.
For all of eternity, that card's going to be a hard card to get. The question is how many people are going to want it. But yes, that card has taken on a certain magic that many cards never have.
Never have. All right. So, what were we going to do? We talked about the cards available today. All right. Yeah. Let's do the part where we're talking about future Hall of Famers, right?
Right.
All right.
We got 4 guys we wanted to speculate with. Correct?
Yeah, we got Mike Trout, Justin Verlander, Clayton Kershaw, and Max Scherzer. And what's interesting about that, Mike Trout and Clayton Kershaw have been on the same teams since, well, day one. And obviously, Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander are hired guns, so to speak. They are willing to go wherever they are needed to get the job done. So let's talk about Mike Trout. He's having a great season so far, right? He's reemerged as a home run hitting powerhouse, hasn't he?
Well, it's funny. You're exactly right, except he's batting under 200.
Well, he's hitting home runs again. That's the thing, and
He's
he's stayed healthy so far.
half of every hit he's had so far this season has been a home run. Correct.
Yeah, that's right. There's a few
But he's
Dodgers like that too. Their only hits are home runs, at
yeah.
least in the first month anyway. It's
So he's
incredible.
practically leading the league in home runs if there was no Eugene Suarez with 4 home run game. And Mike Trout is, as they say, the number one player in the major leagues headed towards the Hall of Fame trajectory, correct?
And I think he is on a pace to hit, if I'm not mistaken, home run number 350. Let's go ahead and check out the how many home runs Mike
So
Trout
why are
has.
we highlighting Mike Trout? Why are we highlighting Mike Trout in the tops on demand, the tops? This could be Mike Trout in a pack pulled situation. It could be Mike Trout anywhere. But a Mike Trout card that is print to
Oh, here we
order.
go. Here we go. Mike Trout has currently a 387 home runs. That means he needs 13 home runs to get 400 home runs. And that is something that I think that everybody expected Mike Trout to do. But he's got to stay healthy to hit those 13 home runs. Does he hit those 13 home runs? Does he become part of the 400 home run club?
Yes.
I agree.
So why are we speculating on Trout? Is because this would be a good card if you were to go through the computer program on the website and see some low printed Mike Trout cards, whether they're Throwback Thursday, whether they're Tops Now cards, whether they're something they don't even make anymore. Mike Trout would be an excellent player to speculate on and pick up low printed cards in good condition that might become more desirable in the future.
I think a lot of people actually are pretty lucky if you are considering collecting Mike Trout right now, because of the last 3 or 4 seasons before this year. He had been injured, and I think that took a lot of value out of his cards. I think a lot of people were like, well,
Correct.
Mike Trout, and you could pick up a 2011 Bowman, Mike Trout with a 9.5 grade, previously $500-600. You could probably pick those up for $250-300. So they were almost selling for half of what they used to be. But
There's
now that
been a
Mike,
I was going to say there's been a dip in speculation on Mike Trout. Now
yeah,
is a good time if you're really prospecting and really looking at an opportunity to increase your collection. Might be a good time to pick up Mike Trout, and ones
yeah.
that aren't real printed high might be even better, especially if they're not the first or second year card.
Right. Ideally, as a collector, I think you would want the first year card, the rookie card. And then after that, the value goes down exponentially after the second year card. Third year card, not so much value there. But first year card, that's the one. And then if you're going to get any kind of value from any of these subsequent cards, it's going to be the second year card. After that, you're looking at insert cards featuring, autographs of that
Correct.
nature, um,
Tops Now has now made it so that if you didn't collect when Trout first came out, there are cards that are equally desirable because there are not a lot of them. And if you have one, that makes it more difficult for other people to have because there's a finite amount.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mike Trout fans out there. A lot of Mike Trout fans out there, and you can't blame them, especially the ones that are diehard that stuck with him. Now let's go to
Correct.
the next. Are you ready for the next guy?
Well, I
Oh,
think let's Scherzer and Verlander now for a second.
yeah, chew on that. Go for it.
Those two, as you said, hired guns, but those two are still late in their career. They're still producing cards. They're not loved in the hobby. There's got to be people who collect them. I'm a big Scherzer fan, more than Verlander, because I think he's such an enigmatic character. I
Yeah,
get a kick out of it, and those would be two pitchers that you would speculate because they're already at the end of the career. They're not just coming out. What's his name? The guy in Pittsburgh?
it's Paul Skeens.
Skeens. I mean, he's the best thing since sliced bread, but he's still got to do it for a few years.
And his rookie card is worth more than Justin Verlander or Max Scherzer or Clayton Kershaw. Is that right? Do you feel that way or
I don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth more. Are you telling
that's
me the
good?
hobby thinks it's worth more?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look it up, so I don't know.
What I want to know is, and this, I'm going to tell this to everybody right now who's listening, and I thank you for listening. Um, these are pictures. Remember, we don't really collect pictures here that much and that often. However, pitchers like, and look, I mean, we talked about Mike Trout, one of the greatest batters since ever, but the following three players out of the four players we're talking about are Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, Clayton Kershaw, three Hall of Fame potential pitchers. And really, I mean, if they're not first ballot Hall of Famers, I'd be surprised. I mean, come on. So does that make their cards more desirable? Because we generally don't collect pitchers. And do we collect these pitchers?
Well, are you asking me to literally answer?
Well, you can. I mean, you can be rhetorical. I mean, you can whatever you like there. I mean, I know personally that we generally have a rule that pitchers' cards don't hold as much value as batters. I mean, that's just position players, like that. It's just one of those things. However, these three gentlemen, they break the mold. They're winners. They're World Series winners. They are Cy Young winners.
Time tested.
They're winners for sure. Time tested winners. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Everybody's got a ring except for Trout.
Yeah. See, you're getting it.
I don't know if that's but yeah, I hear you. So keep
Sorry,
this
you know
in
how
mind.
I feel about Mike Trout. Sorry.
Keep this in mind as a collecting technique for why you would want certain players over others. Not having many cards made is one, and being a potential Hall of Famer is another, and being the first appearance on a card, even if you're not a Hall of Famer, is a third reason why people collect what they collect. I think. And teams, right? People collect the team. Everybody wants a Mets team if they're a New York Mets fan.
So that's funny that you say that, because this year I bought the 2025 Topps Now Road to Opening Day team set for the Athletics. They don't have a state or they have a state, but anyway, whatever. I have purchased every single Oakland, I said it again, A's player this season. Whatever cards come out, I've purchased it for the A's. And I'm going to have a whole team set at the end of the year. And then I'm going to sell it or try and sell it. But I picked up one because I picked up two Road to Opening Days team sets, and I'm going to buy two of each card that comes out. I'm going to keep one and then sell one. And hopefully when I sell one, it pays for the other cards that I had purchased. So this is something new that I'm doing. And there's so many different ways to collect. Just like you said, there's team guys, there's position player guys, like all the great shortstops. I want them all, like whatever.
True. All right. So we got one more topic we wanted to discuss on this show, yes? Is it a good segue now?
I think it is. I think it's a good segue.
Okay. So we've been talking about kind of like different ways to collect, different patterns to collect.
Yeah. Like I collect. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
We were going to talk now. Our topic was going to be on why we started.
Yeah, why or how you started. I want to know. I mean, because look, we all collect what we collect, and we each have different ways of collecting. And I imagine, got started collecting in different ways. I mean, I know mine is probably different from what you did. I mean, how did you start?
Well, I started because my neighbor would show off these cards, and I liked them. I liked the flashy pictures. I liked the numerical order.
Yes.
And I liked the statistics on the back. I didn't really grow up in a family that celebrated baseball. We were, we crossed the pond. I'm the first one born in the United States, so I became the first baseball fan. But it was so all-American, and these cards were a way to, have fun with the neighbor, and I liked the aspect of
so give you a sense of community, give you a sense of community, a little belonging to the community, right?
And I also found that I was good at remembering whether or not I had the card or not from the picture.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So you have some kind of photographic memory or something or other.
Something, I wouldn't quite say that, but
okay, now wait a minute.
My thing was have it, don't have it. I
would say that sets you apart from most collectors. Okay, that ability right there, that's actually kind of a big deal, and that should probably be something that you recognize that you are able to. That's a pretty good skill. That's a blessing, actually.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, not everybody has that. I do have that, actually, and because I know exactly what you're talking about. So what else prompted you? You talked about community. You talked about the ability to recognize cards, and you liked the fact that they could, be assembled in a numerical order. But what
Growing
about, like,
up, I learned the
yeah,
statistics. I read the back. That was the only starting for me. I at six, and this is 1973, four. I was too young to know, except that I needed money to get these cards, but too young to really see or know about resale value or collector's value. It was the fun of having the cards in the beginning. It was that same fun about talking about a Florida Marlin card that printed 173 or whatever you said. That's the same kind of fun I have now, but it was a different type of enjoyment over the same product back then.
yeah.
I have fun now when I can get something that not everybody else has. Back then, it was just getting them. And I go out of my way now to give away cards to kids as often as I can set it up, be ready to go when I see them. It makes the kids very happy. I've given female kids the female baseball player coach that came out on the cards recently, and she loved it. So you never know how they're going to be affected.
Well, that's interesting that you say that because, a lot of things that Topps does is actually catered towards the youth, because they want the youth to get into coin collecting as well. All right, and because of that, it keeps the hobby going. It's basically propagating the hobby by keeping the young kids engaged and enthusiastic about the hobby. And it sounds like to me you're kind of doing that on your own, which I think is fantastic. So kudos to you, though.
Thank you. What
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
what got you?
So I had already I was already collecting coins. I was already had a penny collection in 1977, and then I saw a movie called Star Wars, and boy, oh boy, if that didn't light a fire under my pants. And something came out called Star Wars cards, and they were in blue and red and yellow. And I went to school in Roy O. Anderson in Newport Beach, California, and all the kids had every single one of the cards. They were already completing their sets, and I wanted to complete mine. So I learned two things: how to steal cards from other kids, their doubles. I'm sorry, that's just kind of how it happened. I learned to be very sleight of hand with my cards and stealing the cards that I wanted. And also, I would go to the liquor stores and steal the cards. I'm probably, but anyway, yeah, I was super motivated to get these cards, and then I learned, the hard way. Okay, and I realized that if I collected bottles and returned them back to the store, they would give me money, and then I could buy packs and packs and packs of these awesome Star Wars cards. So, you know how life is, and measure for measure in life. Some years later, back when those Star Wars cards became very valuable, they were all stolen from me. So what comes around definitely seems to go around and come around. So happens to be the way it goes. But that's how I started, and I think it was fantastic. It was a really awesome thing.
Heavens to Betsy and something to Mercuroy or something from
Heavens to Murgatroyd. Yeah, I know.
Murgatroyd.
See, yeah, I learned. Listen, for me, it was a lot of lessons. I learned a lot of lessons coin collecting, or not only coin collecting, but collecting cards, right? And I didn't start out with sports cards, but I end up going to sports cards when the Dodgers won the World Series that later on that year in the '70s. So, and then again in '81 with Fernando Valenzuela. I still have my Fernando Valenzuela card from then as well, and some
I
1981 and '83 team sets for the Los Angeles Angels, because that was the original name, Los Angeles Angels.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep, yep.
yeah,
So interesting. I think this was a therapeutic show. With that being said,
Yeah.
I want to mention that my game of the day today is Detroit versus Houston. It's Flaherty versus Blanco. I think that's the best pitching matchup of the
Flaherty. I
day.
love Flaherty. He's fantastic. And Scuball got a win this weekend. Detroit's on a tear. They're like 18-10 or something like that.
Yeah,
Did you see that the Tampa Bay Rays, what they did to San Diego?
yeah, they took him down a few notches. So
I know, dude. I love that. Oh, and let me ask you a question. My wife always yells at me. When Tommy Edmonds comes up, I'm like, "Come on, Tommy Edmonds," and she's like, "His name is Tommy Edmond," and I'm like, "I don't care. I always put an S on the end of his name." But anyway, um, the Mets. Wow, they're amazing. They play against Washington, I think today. What else we got? I think Cleveland bummed me out over the weekend. They were playing the Red Sox pretty tough. What else you
yes,
got?
a
Yeah,
lot of teams are on the travel, and should be an interesting. It's not a full slate today, so we'll see how that
no.
goes.
But there is a
All
Dodger game, and we know that Glass now went down with some shoulder stiffness, soreness. Not sure what's going on with the Dodgers, but thank goodness we have Dave Roberts. He seems to know how to manage that bullpen rotation effectively. So hopefully we'll get these people back healthy. Kershaw, I mean Snell, Glass now. I mean, three of our top guys, Gonzo, right? Um,
correct.
we'll see what happens. But anyway,
I'm going to
if
take
you
us on.
haven't, wait, hang on. And if you haven't yet, go see the end of that Giants game. Go ahead, sir. I'm out.
Hey, and we did a whole show without mentioning Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani. We're here talking
See?
baseball. We're talking tops on demand. Stay blessed.